Okay, so I wanted to show this thing that I do. I don't do this often, but it's every now and then when I want to sample something or have a sample, but I want to use my instrument, but get the MIDI. I think this is a clever way to do this in Ableton. So here's the sample. Let me switch this over so you can hear it. Settings. Switch it over to MacBook Pro speakers. Okay. So I built this track and then I wanted a sample like a trumpet. So I was like, but I want to use my trumpet because I have more play on it if I use something of mine. So here's Swam trumpet. I like the jazz version on there. And then I use this Kalen Elise KFX 2.0 that he just came out with. It actually just dropped today. And I think right now it's 50% off. It's like 20 bucks normally, but it's like 10 bucks. So it's worth having. I have the first one too, and it's really good, but this one is much better with this filters on here, the sample delay and all this, because it's really good to put it on samples or like horns and different things that you want to kind of make it your own. It's got saturation, the mono, the compression, etc. But anyway, so here's the sample. Let me let you hear the sample by itself. Hold on, go back. Okay, so samples sound really good with the track, but it needed some fixing. So what I decided to do, or what I like to do, is right click and then go convert to melody MIDI. So if you do, there's convert to drums, we're not doing that. Convert to harmony, we're not doing that. This is more about a melody that's going to be played in mono, for me at least. And so when I convert it, it gives me this track here. You can see the MIDI track. And then what I do is, because I'm using a scaler, so you'll see up here, I use scaler to help me with the chords that I came up with. The key I played in is B minor scale. So all you have to do is go down here into the MIDI track. And let me see if I can zoom in a little bit closer. It might help. And adjust the camera just a little bit. 1 second, I'm gonna pull it back this way. There you go. So in this box over here, if you click on scale, you can see right here, I can set the scale to B and then minor. There's other scales in there, of course. And then it'll highlight the blue, or the purple rather, is the stuff that's on that scale. So I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see. So these are the notes it gave me from the horns. And then all I did, I didn't even touch the velocity or anything because I like the way that horn sound. I like the texture, everything about it, except for it just didn't fit the scale. So instead of trying to pitch it to a scale and hope that it works, if I convert it to MIDI, now I can make sure that all the notes are hitting on the scale. Like this note, for instance, is off. So I can either go up or down depending on what I want it to sound like. So now I'm going to play it, solo it out with just the MIDI so you can hear this. 1 second while I turn this metronome off. So, you know. So it's okay to have a note that's off if you want it a little off the scale. I don't, but you don't have to. You can leave a few of the notes off, which can make it sometimes sound a little natural, because I mean, there are some guys that are amazing at playing, but some people are imperfect too. Obviously, we're all imperfect, and they mess up on the horn, or they mess up on a note. Maybe it's a little too sharp, or a little, whatever the case may be. So leaving some of them off might actually be okay if you want it that way. I just fixed them all for the most part. I had a few that were off here or there that I might have missed, but yeah, you just go up a note or down a note on there and adjust that. Otherwise, I didn't change any of the links. I didn't change anything else about it. Here's one that's off. So I might go that way. See how that sounds. I don't like it that way. I kind of think I want it to go. Let's try it down. So if you like it where it was, just leave it there and then see if it. I like that because it's off, but it sounds like this one's off too. I can hear it. When I say off, I mean off key. It's off key. So everything, again, in the purple, the lines across the purple, if you can see that. I know it's a little faint. But those, if I zoom here, I'll zoom in. See if I can zoom in. Make it a little bit bigger. Hopefully you can see those purple things across there. So it doesn't matter where I go, they're either on or off notes, right? So off note is okay occasionally. It's kind of gives that, it helps with the imperfection portion of it. All right, so there you have it. So I literally took that, changed a few of the notes in there that were off, that I felt like were too off to make the track sound. And now I'm going to play it, though you have not heard. Let me play the track, what it sound like without it. So here's the track. One of the things I like to do with the, even though there is a compressor on this track, I may end up adding another one on the bass. This is the Kalen Elise Essential Bass, which I think is actually pretty good. It's like $10 for this thing, and then I added the effects thing on there. You can adjust the mids and the low octave, and that helps, and then the glide, of course. But the compressor in here, let me see what compressor he's actually using in here. So this is a good compressor. I think I still want to add my glue compressor to it that I like to use. So I use the glue compressor and primarily this punch in parallel. And I would like it too because I can sidechain it with the kick. But I don't have a kick in here yet because I haven't built the drums for this. So I'm just going to add it and see what that does to the... I don't want to over compress it though. Put a little saturation in there. So I'm gonna leave this on for right now. This kick is not very loud. I kind of want to I want some gain on it. So I might have to do that to get I'll work on getting the levels. That's not the most important thing. So you hear the track. It's kind of a mellow track. I use the Cyro from Fours, and then what I do is I made myself put it into a rack so it'll have like the ability to randomize the features, because I could go in here and adjust afterwards, but I like a little surprise me with something I wasn't thinking of type thing going on. So I used the random, I just mapped it. I showed this in a previous video, mapping the stuff, and then I used the Kalen effects on here to add a little reduction in it. So if I take that off, I like a little bit reduction just to give it some sound, a little sample delay. Got the high. Adjust the high filter a little bit. It's not a lot of lows in there, so I'm not worried about it, so I'm gonna leave it. But anyway, you can hear what the track sounds like. So then watch this when I add in. I'm gonna stop it and I'm gonna add in the trumpets, just the ones that I did. So that's what I like to do when it comes to sampling. Now, sometimes I will sample an actual thing, but in this particular case, I think it's pretty cool to use this feature on this portion of it. And the trumpets, I think, sound really good for what it's worth. And it's supposed to be a mellow track, so it's not supposed to be real. So I may add some kicks or something in to it. I'm not 100% sure. I do have like some percussion going on, so that to me contributes a lot of weight to the track. But I want it to be one of those just kind of mellowed out tracks. I might make an introduction for it and throw in a little outro thing for it, but not a lot of changes going on, because the trumpet is kind of giving it its little vibe feel to me. All right, that's it for this video. I just wanted to show you just like working on a track. I would love to do some stuff live like that, but I don't have a lot of time to be honest. And so you probably won't get to see me do a lot of live tracks. I just do these because I can take a break for 15 minutes and put together a video real quick, because I'm not editing videos. So you guys can see. If you have any questions, you can ask me in the box. Or in the drop down chat stuff. You can ask me anything, and I'll be glad to answer to the best of my ability. If I don't know, I can probably direct you in the right direction of somebody who might know. Okay, hope all is well. Until the next one.